I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of BoxTalk. With the resurgence of Manny Pacquiao after the win of Timothy Bradley, we thought we might get a Mayweather match. No. Pacquiao has now re-signed with Top Rank. Ade, what do you think?
I'm not quite sure what to make of this Pacman situation, if I'm honest with you. It's a strange one. Look, he beat Timothy Bradley, performed well. People say it was the Pacman of old. It wasn't the Pacman of old. But nonetheless, he got the win. Timothy Bradley's a top 3, top 4 ranked welterweight in the world. Some people even had him as high as top 2 just behind Mayweather.
Pound for pound.
Exactly. So look, you beat Bradley, you done well. We all knew the contract was up in December. Yeah. So I kind of thinking everyone thought after that performance, would we finally get to see the Mayweather fight? Finally. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. But with resurgence of Oscar De La Hoya, giving out little feelers that, he's trying to end this Cold War, you never know.
See, the thing about this one what made me, my eyebrows raised at the end of the it was announced was that Mayweather knows we've got 3 fights left. So signing the contract to 2016 kind of takes you right out of that period. Yeah. Where it's not like saying you signed a year extension or a 1 fight extension. You've actually signed for another 2 years, knowing that this contract ends beginning of 2016. That leaves the division, that leaves boxing in a whole in a funny situation. Because really, everyone's kind of said the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight was dead in the water. But in the past 3-4 months, it felt a little heat again. Yeah. And that feels like it's been drawn away. Will we get the 2 Hall of Famers, the #1 and #2 previous pound for pound best, in the ring before it's too late?
The likelihood is we will. And the reason I think we will is because there's no one else for Mayweather to fight on that side. Yeah, people are talking about, Keith Thurman coming up. People are talking about Porter coming up. They're not quite big enough yet. Do you know what I mean? Amir Khan maybe, but that can't happen because of Ramadan. In a sense, there's no one really for either to fight. And take on Pacquiao's side either. Pacquiao's side is no one to fight. He's not going to fight his stablemate Provodnikov, who seems like a very good fighter at 140. No one wants to see Marquez #5. There's not much really to fight. Brandon Rios is already beat. There's not much for either person to fight, so that's why there's a likelihood of seeing it. What's strange is that there's a lot of rumours for some weird reason about him fighting Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what weight it could be about, but that's never going to happen.
Rumours going around. Rumour mill on Twitter has got loads of stuff going around. People talking about Pacquiao going down to 140. Yeah. And more than likely, the more I'm hearing it, the more it makes sense. Yeah. 147 is taken by mostly Golden Boy. Yeah. Top Rank has got a few 140 guys. I mean, Pacquiao could really make a stand there because he never really weighs at 147. Yeah. He is always a smaller guy in theory. But I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Yeah, look, 140 is good for Pacquiao. You're right. Pacquiao, he fights at welterweight, whatever. He fights at a catchweight. It's a weird one. He's fighting at 143, 142, 145. He never really gets to the 147. Apart from when he fought Margarito, I think he kind of went up. That was it.
1 pound over.
Yeah. I would love to see a Pacquiao-Danny Garcia. Yes, I know there's different camps. I know one's Golden Boy, one's Top Rank. But that's a fight that could be made. That would be a great fight.
It will be. This whole Cold War stuff, it does really drive me crazy. I tell you what, Oscar's throwing on his branch, trying to get things moving. Schaefer has said he don't want to move with Golden, with Aaron. Mayweather and his team, NB, and everyone said they're not moving with Aaron. So it really does, as much as we want and we look for, it does really marginalise what can actually happen with Pacquiao's options. I'm not saying he does have options, but what options does he really have that's really lucrative to take him forward?
There's none. Let's be honest, there are no options that make any good money. I mean, Bob Arum's talked about, we're going to Macau for Marquez. That's not a money fight. No matter what he said, it's not a money fight. I think there's a big play in this. And the big play in this that wasn't there when the other negotiations really happened 3-4 years ago is Al Heyman. Yeah. Al Heyman is the big play now. Al Heyman is the biggest man in boxing right now. When the first negotiations were going on 3-4 years ago, he wasn't. You know what I mean? Right now, he is. If anyone can really make this fight happen on the quiet without us knowing, it's him. His influence in boxing seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't be fooled by the fact that Pacquiao signed a contract to 2016. I think it doesn't mean anything. I think, and I really do think, we are going to see Pat Mayweather. And as much as it isn't the fight I wanted to see from 2011-10, it's a fight that I would still pay to see.
I'd rather see that than see Marquez 5.
Exactly. Or Amir Khan Mayweather, maybe.
As much as Al Heyman's powerful and he's got the pick, Mayweather's notorious about having He's the A side and you are the B, D, E, F side. You're always getting a much smaller cut. And the type of cut that Pacquiao would take, even though you say he's inferior on the slide, is not going to be enough for Mayweather. It's not going to be enough.
I think it will be. I think, look, Mayweather's got to look at it and realise, look, we're talking about, you know, on his recent fight against Maidana, we had Bruno on the undercard, we had Amir Khan on the undercard, we had a hell of a lot of people on the undercard. It still didn't do a million pay-per-view buys. That's what they've been said. We're talking about 800, 900,000. Yeah. There's going to be a time when Showtime execs get involved now. They've signed Mayweather to a big contract, $250 million. They don't want 800, 700,000 buys. They want big, big buys. The only fight out there that gets him the million plus buys is Pacquiao. Yeah. As much as we think that Mayweather controls his own destiny, I don't think he does. I think Showtime are going to get involved and say, we want you to fight Pacquiao.
I've heard a rumour that people were saying again that there might be a rematch with Alvarez, and I can't see a rematch in Alvarez. The fight was not competitive enough to warrant a rematch. Even if Alvarez looks good and beats Lara convincingly, even if he won by, say, knockout, I can't see that fight being sold to the general public. Madonna put in a better performance than the higher rated fighter in Alvarez.
Yeah, look, Pacquiao's in a situation right now where, unfortunately for him, he now is the B-side. He wasn't 2-3 years ago. Obviously, he was equal A, if not bigger. He's now as the B-side. So when Mayweather comes with always like, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, I think Pacquiao will be a bit more lenient in terms of what he does. I don't think he'll say no, no, no anymore. I think it'll be a bit more yes, yes, yes. Because they need to. Because Pacquiao, right now, on top rank, because of the Cold War, has no one to fight.
Even with his losses, Pacquiao is still making 8 figures per fight.
Yeah.
Will Mayweather want to give him 8 figures, knowing that means going to affect his margin? Mayweather gets that 32 million guarantee, plus an upside pay-per-view, because he's paying guys like Marcus Madonna $1.5 million. You can't get that 32 million, 33 million guarantee when you have to pay the other guy 15, 20 million.
The thing about Mayweather is, and it sounds bad, is notorious for picking people after bad performances. It's just one of the things we've gone through. Zab Judah, Shea Mosley not at his best. He's done that. Yeah. I think he will go for the Pacquiao fight because this isn't the Pacquiao 3 years ago. He knows that. He's looking at Pacquiao now and thinking, this is someone I can take. And he probably can.
Pacquiao, not to be bad to Pacquiao, but Pacquiao looked good because Bradley made it look better. Bradley was throwing wild shots, winning his shots, was not boxing. Bradley was fighting like a puncher. Yeah. And that made Pacquiao look much, much better. If Bradley was fighting his normal type of boxing, aggressive power boxing match, Pacquiao would not look as good. Pacquiao still got the victory, I think, but he wouldn't have looked as good. Yeah,
look, there's no two ways about it. Pacquiao fans might go, ooh, whatever, Ade. Look, Pacquiao is nowhere near, and I mean it, nowhere near the same Pacquiao 3 years ago. That Pacquiao was Superman.
No, it was a whirlwind.
It was a whirlwind. Yeah, in comparison to this Pacquiao. But he still gets the win. Do you know what I mean? So look, we're going to see a competitive fight regardless of who he fights next. I want to see Mayweather, final minute, who does he fight next?
Honestly and truly, I want to get TBA, because I do not know. TBC, to be continued. I do not know. And honestly and truly, I've lost my interest in it right now. Yeah. I don't know where it's going, and I can't see nothing right now as a marquee performance that I want to see. Will I watch it? Yes, I'll watch any Pacquiao fight. Do I actually want to see a fight with Pacquiao? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you see the interview I done with Freddie Roach recently. Even Freddie Roach, I asked him, Freddie, what's next for Pacquiao? Even he says, to be fair, I've got Miguel Cotto, I've got Roslin, I've got to go to China for Zoo. Yeah. And then I think about Pacquiao. Pacquiao was once the marking in where you asked what's going on with Pacquiao, I was like, this is what's going on. Yeah. You know, is he dropping down in terms of being the big A player on that in Freddie Roach's camp?
I think Pacquiao is still a big player, and he's still definitely number 2 in the whole pay-per-view business in boxing, number 2 attraction in boxing, but that power was slowly dropping, just like Mayweather's power was slowly dropping. They've got the young guys coming in, everyone knows we're not getting the best fights, fans are still hurt from that whole controversial negotiation period from 2009, 2010, 2011, both their stars are lowering, and the younger guys are coming up. We might not get a pay-per-view star as a Pacquiao or a Mayweather again, but we are getting better fights overall from the younger guys than the pound-for-pound players.
There you go, guys. Look, okay, Pacquiao, what happens next? This is the guy that's beat Timothy Bradley convincingly, but not a great matchup. Not the Pacquiao that we said of the beat the Cotto, beat Margarita, beat Mosley, but nonetheless he got the victory, which is a good thing. What happens next? Rumours of 140, rumours of maybe Alvarez, rumours of Mayweather finally, or is it just a Marquez 5? Leave your comments below. Email us
at boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at BoxTalkUK.
And also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the videos as well. And thanks for watching another edition of Box Talk.